Hey guys, hope you're going good. Just wanted to do another quick video on a couple more fights I'm interested in this weekend. So we got Michael Johnson versus Alexander Hernandez. I think this will be a really good fight. Lightweight. So, interesting with the champion out of it now. These guys aren't really at a stage of competing for the belt. I think they're both currently unranked. But some good wins from both guys. Alexander Hernandez seems to have found his stride after struggling pretty early in his career. He's always been a bit hit and miss, but now I think he's finally found a good patch. He's a bit older, a bit stronger. I think, it's going to be a good entertaining matchup as you got a young up-and-comer versus a bit of an older veteran-style fighter in Michael Johnson. But he still looks very sharp, he hasn't really lost a lot of skill. He's taken a couple of big knockouts. Josh Emmett absolutely destroyed him. I don't know how he ever recovered to the level he got back to after something like that, but coming off a good fight against Daniel Zellhuber, that was surprising to me. I really thought Daniel would have got the job done there against him, especially being 39 years old, Michael Johnson, but seems to have plenty of pop in his shots, plenty of energy, plenty of movement. So, no, I'm really looking forward to that fight. I'm leaning towards Michael Johnson. Like I said, Alexander Hernandez has been hit and miss for a long time. So I'm not sure. You just don't know what to expect from him anymore. He could struggle against an older fighter. I mean, Alexander Hernandez has beaten Chase Hooper, Kurt Hollaback, Austin Hubbard. These aren't great fighters. Damon Jackson, I think would probably lose to Michael Johnson. And, he's lost to him. Bill Algeo, that's a better name, I think. He's a better fighter. That would be a good fight for Michael Johnson. But, yeah, like I said, it's a bit of a tough one to pick again. Hernandez sort of coming good. I feel like he's hitting a good patch in his career. But Michael Johnson, 39, still got plenty of pop in the shots, but for how much longer? And this will be a good test against a younger, up-and-comer guy. Probably Alexander Hernandez, probably a little bit more hungry than Johnson at this stage in his career, but yeah, no, I think he'll probably pull it off though. I don't see it being a finish. If anyone's going to get a finish, it's probably Hernandez. I think Johnson by points, if I had to put money on it, would be my bet. Then the next fight I just wanted to talk about is another Johnson, Charles Johnson. And I just wanted to say too, I can't believe Michael Johnson's on the early prelims. I thought he would have been a bit further up in the card there, but anyway, early prelims for him. So just shows you he's fallen off a bit in his career, but I guess he doesn't really have the eyes on him much anymore. So yeah, Alex Perez versus Charles Johnson. Another good fight, flyweights. So there won't probably be a knockout in this one, but if there is going to be one, it's going to be in a fight like this. Alex Perez is a banger, and Charles Johnson likes to swing. So rank 11, Alex Perez versus Charles Johnson, rank 13. Charles Johnson's a little bit taller, a little bit bigger reach. He's a good switch hitter. He likes to change stances a lot. And I think Perez is a good fighter. He's certainly a tough test for Charles Johnson. He's had a bit of a rough patch lately. The last win was Matisse Nicolau, which, but he's been at the top. Like, he's fought Pantoja, wasn't for the belt, but, he was right up there. Lost to him by a neck crank in that fight, so that's surprising. But I think, Perez probably lacks anywhere it's on the ground. His grappling and his submissions probably aren't quite there. He's getting a bit older, 33, but Charles Johnson's 35, so it's a bit of a tough one there too. They're both, I think that's pretty similar in age then. Tatsuro Taira beat Perez, KO'd him. That's not really good. Charles Johnson certainly has the better form of late, but also probably hasn't fought quite the high level competition like Muhammad Makayev, Tatsuro Taira. Yeah, Perez has definitely fought much better competition, but he doesn't have any wins to really show for it. Charles Johnson still coming up, so 35 years old. I think he can still do a little bit with his career before he sort of gets to that age where it really starts to show a bit more, especially at the flyweights. I think doesn't show us much, not taking as much damage and stuff. So yeah, I reckon I'll lean towards Charles Johnson in this one as well, by points. So big night for the Johnson boys, I'm thinking. Yeah, Michael Johnson being an underdog in that fight with Hernandez, and Charles Johnson a slight favourite. But I mean, Perez could cause an upset. I think it's a clash of styles here. They both high energy, both like to do a lot of striking. I think Charles Johnson should probably take it to the ground, maybe a bit of control. But yeah, hope it's a good fight. Anyway, that's just a quick breakdown I wanted to do for you guys. Yeah, hope you're all going to enjoy the fights, and yeah, thanks for listening. Have a good one. Bye.